Watching out. For you, this is NewsWatch 12 at 4.
The Stormwatch 12 team is tracking the latest storm to hit our region and the fall-like weather that it's bringing at the tail end of summer. This is a live look at the summit of Mount Ashland. You can see some of the storm clouds rolling in, but still parts of the valley in a little bit of sun. Last weekend, we saw a storm system bring strong winds that toppled trees in a neighborhood in Phoenix and Talent, and a lot of incredible photos and videos sent in by all of you at home. But for a look at what to expect tonight, Stormwatch 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman joins us in the Weather Center. Matt, we saw very strong gusts of winds last weekend. Are we expecting the same with this storm?
No, not so much with this system. We're going to see definitely widespread rainfall as we move into this evening and tonight. There have been some thunderstorms with this system yesterday, late yesterday, and even today there's been some rumbles of thunder, and that potential is still going to be there into this evening. Some isolated embedded thunderstorms, but nothing like what we saw last weekend. Gray skies across much of the region. You can see the rain falling in Brookings. Very soggy conditions right now near the coast. 55 degrees in Gold Beach and Brookings. Temperatures only in the 60s in Medford and Montague. 59 in Grants Pass. These temperatures very fall-like out there. 56 in Klamath Falls. We got the rain, a light shower activity in Grants Pass, but notice the steadier band of rain as you head further to the west. Very soggy conditions as you head towards Brookings and Gold Beach, and this wet weather will expand its way eastward as we head through this evening and tonight. An area low pressure, you can clearly see the spin, and it is going to be pumping in much more moisture as we head into this evening and tonight. So a pretty soggy one across much of southern Oregon and northern California. Rain is going to be much more widespread. There will be the potential for a few thunderstorms in the mix as well, but they'll be fairly isolated to spotty. Tonight down to 52 degrees in Medford, 52 in Brookings. We'll drop down to 46 degrees in Wairika. Tomorrow, skies will turn partly cloudy as we go throughout the day. There will be some lingering showers and maybe a few thunderstorms on the east side. Temperatures still fairly unseasonably cool, but we bump up just a little bit from today. Low 70s in Medford and getting into the lower 60s in the basin for Klamath Falls. We'll take a closer look at the forecast through the rest of the weekend coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Matt. And on the fire watch, the Boise fire burning in Humboldt and Siskiyou counties has grown only about 40 acres since yesterday. Traffic control is in place along the Salmon River Road between Butler Flat and Nordheimer Flat for the safety of firefighters and residents. And travelers can expect up to 30-minute delays. The U.S. Forest Service says wet rains may cause some challenges to getting to the fire area for firefighters. The Boise fire is 28% contained. Meanwhile, the U.S. Forest Service today says 30 total fires make up the Diamond Complex, which has burned more than 11,100 acres on the Umpqua National Forest. 24 of those 30 fires are 100% contained. The complex as a whole, 53% contained. The largest fire still burning on the Diamond Complex is the Pine Bench Fire, measured at more than 3,900 acres and is 36% contained. And the Middle Fork fire is still 0% contained at more than 5,200 acres inside of Crater Lake National Park. The Forest Service says the fire is mostly burning in burn scars from 2015 and 2017 in that area. Because of that, there is an extreme risk of falling dead trees. The north entrance road to the park is still closed, but Crater Lake National Park remains open. However, the national park is issuing some trail closures until further notice for the trails on your screen right now. The decision is due to potentially hazardous conditions created by the Middle Fork fire. The Park Service says backcountry travel is also prohibited north of Lightning Springs Trail and west of West Rim Drive. All other trails in the park are currently open. And for the latest information on acreage, containment, campground, road closures, and more, download the NewsWatch 12 app and be sure to sign up for our push alerts. Onto a community impact story. The future of fire services in Jacksonville may be changing. That's because of proposals given to the city to consolidate fire services. NewsWatch 12's Rocky Walker joins us live in Jacksonville. Rocky, I know you're trying to get to the bottom of these proposals and what they could mean for Jacksonville residents. What did you find out?
Well, Tim, first things first, any of those decisions that are made, they're not even for the near future. This is 5, 10, 15 years down the line. But essentially, what it could mean is that the current fire station here in Jacksonville will no longer be part of the Jacksonville Fire Department, but will be ran by Fire District 3 or another possible service provider. Hearing of this proposal is to make sure fire services are sustainable in the city for the future. Parts of the proposal would bring increases of pay to firefighters and could bring more resources, but many residents still feel uncertain of how they will be affected.
Any way we can support first responders and firefighters is the priority, because they've got a tough job. And so if that means that the resources are supporting their work, it's a good move. But I also have questions about how it impacts Jacksonville.
The city already relies on a water surcharge to afford the fire department. The city is looking into the future of being able to afford it with the funding they expect to gain.
We have to be very creative. We have to save a lot of money to fund and sustain our fire department and our police department. So we are looking toward the future to see what we can do to make sure we have our citizens' safety firmly in hand.
By the end of the year, the city is expecting to hear proposals from Medford and Ashland Fire for their ways of consolidating fire resources. The mayor told me that the surcharge could possibly even go away if one of the proposals are accepted. The mayor said that a lot of the questions that the people who live here in Jacksonville have are a lot of those same questions that the city leadership has as well, but they're making sure to ask those questions, prioritizing the current staff at the station as well as making sure that Jacksonville safety comes first and any of those possible changes for the future of fire service providers. Live in Jacksonville, Rocky Walker, NewsWatch 12.
Rocky, thank you. On to the Crime Watch. Grants Pass police are asking for your help identifying 2 suspects wanted for the debit card theft of an elderly woman. Take a look at the suspects on your screen now. Anyone with information on their whereabouts is asked to call the number on your screen. Grants Pass police says the man in the white hat faked an illness in the parking lot of Albertsons on Allen Creek Road, asking the victim for directions to the hospital. While the woman was distracted, the suspect in the plaid shirt stole her credit card from her purse. The two immediately started making excessive purchases and withdrawals after fleeing the scene. And on the Oregon-California border in Klamath County, an illegal marijuana grow site was busted by the Klamath County Sheriff's Office yesterday. KCSO says more than 12,000 marijuana plants were found, along with 180 pounds of processed and packaged weed. The owner of the property, 62-year-old Moa Lowe of Waunakee, Wisconsin, was not at the scene. A recommendation of 3 charges, including unlawful possession and manufacturing of marijuana, will be sent to the Klamath County District Attorney's Office. And we're following up tonight on an upcoming construction project along West Pine Street in Central Point. Public Works telling NewsWatch 12 they're aiming for a more bike-friendly city within the next few years. NewsWatch 12's Leave Collum is joining us live in Central Point. Leave, you've been tracking this construction project this week. What changes might bikers start seeing now?
Well, Tim, this project is still in its early design phases. Well, Tim, this project is still in its early design phases. The City of Central Point and ODOT working now to survey the areas that need improvement and identify them to get this thing ready. Now, you can already see some paint markings on the road here. This is where some bike lanes are set to be in the future. Public Works told me this project is 9 years in the making. The city applied for a grant from the federal government to improve the roadway. The construction then pushed back twice. to focus on building 2 rail crossings in Central Point. The project is still in its early planning, but Central Point is sticking to its transportation system plan. As a roadway that carries longer distance travel, bike lanes will be added along West Pine.
Having a little bit extra wide area to make them safe, not only for younger riders, but for more experienced riders, is something that we really want to try to enhance if possible.
A new bike corridor in Central Point would mark another Rogue Valley city accommodating cyclists. The city of Medford finishing up a 2-way cycle track along Main Street this past October. Ashland also installed green bike boxes last month on Ashland and Walker, putting bikes ahead of vehicle traffic at stoplights. Now, this construction isn't just aiming to protect bikers. Coming up on NewsWatch 12 at 5, I'll tell you more about the importance of this project within a school zone and how the city of Central Point is working with the city school district to keep students safe. Live in Central Point, Leave Column, NewsWatch 12.
Leave, thank you. In Josephine County, the city of Grants Pass voted unanimously to purchase 8.3 acres of property on the northwest part of town for $2 million. The city council is prioritizing the development of more workforce housing for people with low and moderate incomes. The property is a former location of a hospital and medical facilities known as the Washington campus and is within the urban renewal area.
This isn't something that just sprung up. It's something that council did have its eye on for quite some time. And obviously, I think the obvious reason that, when you're involved in real estate negotiations, that you don't make it public, because then there's no more negotiations. The other side knows what you're thinking.
The council has been working to buy this $2 million property since June. This week, the owner accepted. Right now, the city is in a 60-day due diligence process. The property is being appraised and will complete a Phase 1 environmental assessment, both of which are underway. And on the school watch, Phoenix High is starting a brand new class this fall for students to learn valuable skills in the EMS field. NewsWatch 12 spoke with Carolina Campbell, a health teacher at Phoenix High. Soon, students in her class will get hands-on experience learning skills like CPR. For the students, it's a chance to see a potential career while still in high school. Campbell says it makes her excited to think some students might find what they want to do when they graduate.
Maybe they're not really sure if EMT, paramedic, or anything emergency related is what they were thinking of, and they might leave here really excited and find something they're passionate about.
While the class itself isn't new at Phoenix High, the curriculum this year is. Students will get college credit for this course through Rogue Community College. Campbell's class has been full every semester, but now it will likely be even more popular. She told NewsWatch 12 that students will get a chance to be on a Mercy Flights helicopter this year as well. Pretty cool. Onto a money alert, $5,000 is heading to North Medford High School's football field. It's part of T-Mobile's nationwide Friday Night 5G Lights initiative. T-Mobile says North Medford High is one of the first 300 schools to receive $5,000 in prize money for upgrades to the field, and they still have a chance to win the $2 million grand prize football field technology makeover.
Kickoff to the 2024 high school football season is right around the corner. Get ready for the season with us right here on NewsWatch 12 Sports. Saturday evening, we'll give you an inside look into all 28 high schools across Southern Oregon and Northern California. From your 6A teams that make Spiegelberg Stadium just so special to your 2A teams that are battling for another shot at a state title in a new league. Hear from coaches about what you can expect from your favorite team this Saturday starting at 8 p.m. This week marks the start of our Friday Night Blitz season, and we'll have coverage you can't find anywhere else every Friday night at 11:15 p.m. And don't worry, we didn't forget about our guys up the street in Ashland. College Game Night is back with a preseason preview of Southern Oregon, the University of Oregon, and Oregon State football. Lots to unpack this college football season here in Oregon. The Raiders coming into year 2 under Burke Brown and his staff, ranked at number 3 in the Frontier Conference preseason polls. The Ducks turning a page and beginning a new era as they prepare for a brand new set of challenging opponents in the Big Ten. And the Beavers navigating through roster turnover, a coaching carousel, and picking up the pieces of a now two-team conference. We'll dive into the offense and defense of all three teams coming up on Saturday evening at 8 p.m.
Feeling like football season already today, but only on 12 can you wake up and win 4 tickets to the Seven Feathers Fall Classic Rodeo. That's right, next week a new Wake Up and Win competition is back. All you have to do is watch NewsWatch 12 this morning between 6:45 and 7 a.m. to spot a code word. Then enter that code word at kdrv.com/contest. One winner will be chosen each day between Monday and Friday next week. The Seven Feathers Fall Classic Rodeo is set for September 21st and 22nd.